Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let me just move out of the way of the camera. Okay, there we go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, I am going to be repainting 4 passenger cars and turning them into my own railway instead of Great Northern. Now, I don't know, some of y'all might not know that I am not the greatest at math, but yes, I did say 4, even though there's only 3 cars here. I did one as a test earlier on, and it worked well, but I learned a couple of things while I was doing that. Thing number 1 is the first step after taking it apart. I went ahead and took it all apart because there's a lot of, well, let's just say that, you know, it's a little less taking these apart is a little less family friendly than I would like it to be. So sparing y'all from all of that. That is why they're all taken apart. Except this one I couldn't quite get all the way apart. So yeah, but I took them apart all the way to just the sides because that way I can pop the windows out and paint the whole car and not have to worry about it. And then I just pop the windows back in with some CA glue, and then we're all good. But so let's go ahead and get on into the video. So the first step, primer. This is not something that I did on the first one. It isn't necessarily all that needed, but I did find that the green turned to be very dark, and it took a lot of coats before the paint scheme of the Great Northern cars were no longer visible. So I'm going to go ahead and primer these guys up, and I will come back to y'all in a second here. Okay guys, I've got the cars all primered up, so now they're nice and gray. So the next step is, of course, painting. I am using, oh no, I'm using this, focus. This particular paint, Pullman Green by, it looks like Badger? I'm not sure. Anyway, but this is what I'm specifically using, and I'm mixing it with some 70% isopropyl alcohol as needed to get the desired green color. So, that being said, I will join y'all again once that is done and we're ready for the next step. So guys, I got them all done. All painted up and everything. There is a little, sorry if the lighting's a little weird, but there is a little weird splotch. I'm not sure if you can see it on this one where some paint spilled on it, but I think it'll be fine. I don't think it'll be too noticeable. But they all turned out pretty good. And even this one, both sides. And I think it's about time for reassembly. So I will, I don't really have a good place to just assemble these and also have a camera. So I'm just going to see you guys whenever they are done instead, because that's just going to be easier for me. So I will be back whenever they're done. So guys, I got them completely done. All 4 cars are now completely done, put back together, with the exception of the decals, and eventually 2 of them I want to put lights in. But for the time being, they're as done as they're going to get until I learn how to print some decals, which is on my list of things to do. But it is not the plan for today, so we'll be seeing these cars and this engine that I'm going to use to show you them again, hopefully quite soon. So these cars, just a bit of information before I show them. These cars are, well actually I'll tell you what. I'll put in some B-roll of these cars going by, because I'll get a little bit of footage before I call it quits today. Anyway, so these cars, these cars are cars belonging to the Harrisonville, Grand, and Santa Fe Railroad, which I will be explaining in more detail in a future video, but that is essentially just the name of the railway. It is a fictional railway that I came up with, and both this locomotive and these cars that we made in this repainted in this video are all going to be under that particular road name, because I needed some stuff in that road name. So, without further ado, let's bring out the cars. So the first one here is the baggage car. I think they all turned out pretty good. You can definitely tell the primer was definitely good if you look at the these three compared to the other one. Here, let me brighten it a little bit more. Is that? Hold on, I'm trying to get. There we go. Oh, that's better. And then I can up the. Okay, there we go. So. Then we have a RPO, and then a combine that's passing now. And finally, the coach that I did off camera, that was the starter one. And if we stop right here, you can tell, I mean, it actually is pretty darn good, but I can see a little bit, like, this one is definitely darker, having not been primered first. So I think that the primer was it was a good idea to have primered it. So, and let me just tell you before I continue, these cars were an enormous pain to try and put together. An absolute enormous pain to try and take apart and then put back together. So I'm glad I never have to do it again, beyond maybe taking off the roofs. But I am quite happy with how they turned out, and now all that's really going to happen now is they just need to be decaled. So that'll be in a future video. Don't you guys worry. I'll be learning how to print decal sheets on your own, and then I'll be doing a tutorial on how to do that here in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.